Hello, hello, beautiful souls. Happy Mystical Monday. How are you guys doing today? Hello, Oz. How are you doing, my lovely? Hello, everybody. How are we all today? It is Monday. I've just realised I haven't looked at what the moon phases are doing. I have no idea what's going on. Let me look. Let me see. Move all my crap out of the way. How are we doing? How have you guys found? Fantastic, excellent. That's what I like to hear. How have we been finding the past week? I know I've been a little AWOL. Apologies for that. I'm still figuring out moving and all that stuff. So I've been busy, so I'm really sorry I haven't been around too much. I've also been playing loads of Phasmophobia. I'm like super hooked on it now. So that's another reason why I haven't been around, because I've been getting a daily dose of spooks. Which honestly, it's been really nice just to unwind. Not addicted or anything. Yeah, totally. It's been nice just to unwind. You know, it's been pretty stressful with the whole moving thing. So just kind of unwinding. I know that doesn't sound right given the game, the fact that it is very spoopy and a bit stressful in itself. But just unwinding and chilling with you Oz and with Cappy and whoever else has been around has been really nice. It's been a very welcome break to IRL shenanigans. So okay, so it looks like on the 28th, so that's this Sunday coming, we have full moon in Libra. Right, it's all coming back to me now. Because we were back on the 13th of March, we were in new moon Aries energy, which was very fiery. It's all coming back to me now, the readings that we did and stuff last Monday. I've only shat myself 7 times since we started playing. Yeah, like the other day when, was it yesterday or the day before, when I absolutely pooped my pants because I had that ghost event, the door slammed shut and the light went out and I was just about to use the Ouija board. Good times. Good times. So getting into the witchy woo then. Yeah, we've got full moon Libra coming up, so we've had lots of fiery energy, which has been giving us Georgie, hello my lovely, how are you doing? Good to see you, my lovely. Yeah, lots of ideas, divine feminine driven energy, ideas, optimism, that kind of thing. And I seem to remember that when we did our something in my eye, when we did our collective reading last Monday, Spirit was really urging us to, you know, have the ideas and feel very optimistic about them and fiery about them, but to not actually act on them just yet and wait for this full moon, beautiful balancing Libra energy to come in. Just realised I'm doing the weather forecast again. Wait for the beautiful balancing Libra vibes to come in, for us to make a bit more of an informed decision as to how we want to proceed. Of course, we're not yet into the next energetic phase. We've got another month to go-ish, 6 weeks-ish. We're looking at the end of April, beginning of May, before we're in that more action-orientated energy. So Sunday we've got full moon in Libra. Then we've got new moon in Aries again. On Monday the 12th of April, so we will be streaming on that day, of course, it, you know, being Mystical Monday and all that stuff. And new moon will be in Aries for a couple of hours and then it will shift into Taurus. So Taurus, earth energy, delightfully rooted. That will really help these ideas that we're having now and new projects and the enthusiasm that we have for it to really take root, and for it to start to manifest in physical reality. And following that, let's just skip ahead to the next full moon. That's when we have this crazy super moon, full moon, Scorpio, and also Pluto goes into retrograde in Capricorn, all on the same day. And Pluto will stay in retrograde until October 2nd, so that's going to see us through for the next energetic phase. So it's looking good, folks. It's looking really, really good. So one thing at a time. Full moon in Libra this coming Sunday. Be prepared for it. You know, it's have your rituals and all that stuff prepared ahead of time might be a good idea. So then on that day, you know what you're doing and what you're asking for and what you're releasing. Excuse me. Libra, as I said before, last week, we were talking a little bit about Libra and the decision-making sort of element of it. Libra is going to be bringing balance our way. See Libra being the only astrological sign that has a I can't speak today, an inanimate object for its sign, being the weighing scales, delightfully balanced. I'm sorry if you can hear banging going on. George is outside fixing the fence and he's like directly outside the window. Sorry if that's loud. He shouldn't be long. Oh, hipster, how are you doing, my love? Yeah, it has been it's been a hot minute. It has been a hot minute. How are you doing, my love? It's good to see you. But yes, the great misconception about Libra is that Librans struggle to make a decision, which is completely untrue. Librans are actually very good at decision making in that once they make a decision, they very rarely shift on that. They very rarely change their minds. And this is because they take their time. They're not quick to make decisions. And this is why they appear to other signs as if they're very indecisive. But really what they're doing is they're using those weighing scales and they're weighing up the options and they're really figuring out the pros and the cons of each option that's available to them. Okay, good. It's really loud for me. Lots of stress in my life right now, but doing all right nonetheless. Glad to hear it. Sorry that you're dealing with a bit of stress. We all are. You're definitely not alone in that, hipster. We're about to move into the next energetic phase, which is a lot more action orientated. So that's not going to be for another 4 to 6 weeks yet. End of April, beginning of May. So you know, there's a lot of change in the ether, but it's not actually being realized yet in the physical reality. Lots of people are moving house. I'm one of those people. Lots of plans kind of going on and situations being brought to light, that we're starting to decide what we want to do with that and how we want to proceed. The good news is that change isn't going to come in the physical until the end of this energetic phase. Like I said, next 4 to 6 weeks, that's when we'll actually start to see things changing in the physical reality. Lots of meditation. Yeah, absolutely. And we do have a full moon first to come. That's on Sunday. As we were just discussing, full moon in Libra. That's going to bring us a lot of balance and a lot of clarity. We're going to be able to make some decisions, release the past, release some of the stress that we're dealing with at the moment. And that's really going to help. It's going to bring a very calming energy in. So on that note, I think we should probably go ahead with our collective vibe check. What do you think? Let's just go for it, shall we? As always, let's go for it. Okay. And as always, the deck I need is right at the bottom. Always the way. Yeah, 5 chairs, let's go. Okay. Okay, so we've got cave, sanctuary. This is where we're at right now. You know, a lot of us are in our little caves and we're just trying to figure things out. We're just trying to decide what we want for ourselves, taking some time for ourselves. This isn't a particularly social time for people. As Hips has just pointed out, there's a bit of stress going on for a lot of people. So it makes sense, doesn't it, that when we feel a bit stressed, we tend to retreat, unless we're particularly insecure people, in which case we find our comfort, or we probably don't find the comfort, but we seek the comfort in other people who are equally probably feeling pretty insecure. So this is, I feel, both Spirit saying this is what people are doing and also what we should be doing. So if you're one of those people I've just described, where you don't really enjoy your own company, and when you have a problem you immediately take it to other people, perhaps this is the time to reverse that, because that's not, I mean, I'm not going to go as far as to say that that's toxic behaviour, because it's really not toxic, but it's not serving you, right? Because you're not listening to your own voice, you're listening to the opinions of everyone around you, and that's not going to help you to make a decision. Because you're not hearing your own inner voice, you're not hearing your own desires, and you're not really making that decision for yourself. What you're really doing is you're offloading it to the people around you. And not only do they have their own decisions to make, but you're not making an informed decision, you're not deciding what's really best for you. And the thing is, when you hand something off to somebody else to, what do you think, right? This is what you do, isn't it? You go, right, so I have this issue, I don't know what to do, what do you think? Well, those people are only going to give you an answer based off of their own perception of their own reality and of yours. And their perception of your reality is not going to be correct, because they're not living in your reality, they're living in their own. So what they're going to do is they're going to draw off of their own personal experience, and then they're going to advise you what to do. And I'm not saying it's going to be wrong. They could be right, but it's 50-50, isn't it? And when they approach your situation, they're approaching it from their own set of ideals, their own set of ideals as to what they're willing to do and what they're willing not to do. It's not going to be, as I say, an informed decision that's really going to be in your best interest. So taking others' opinions on board is totally fair enough and could help you to reach a decision, but you've got to reach the decision yourself. You've got to hear your own voice, and really taking other people's opinions into account. I mean, now this is me speaking from, the perspective of Alice rather than Spirit. I don't listen to other people's opinions. If I have an issue, I very rarely ask someone for help with it, unless it's something that's beyond my means. When it comes to making a decision as to whether I should be friends with somebody anymore or not, or should I move house, or where should I move to, or should I, when it comes to life decisions, I don't ask for other people's opinions, because I know that those opinions are going to cloud my judgment. And if I were a less secure person, I might be inclined to not do something because one of my friends has said to me, oh, well, if you do that, I'm not going to agree with you doing that. And then I might feel like I don't want to upset them. So then I don't do something you know, that's Jeff doesn't stream. Hello, my lovely. Hi and bye. Yeah, it has been a while. How you doing, my love? I hope work goes well for you. What the fuck is going on right now with these bots? There's so many. Thank you, Oz. They're all just like boom, 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 boom. It's a shame one of them's called Buddha as well. Shame. No, I don't want to be famous. No, I just want to help people. If fame comes with that, then fair enough. But it's not something that I'm aiming for. No. But thanks for the offer, you guys. I'm dubious at best about following that link anyway. But yeah, so I hope you guys see where I'm coming from there, and why Spirit is advising to go into your little caves and make these decisions for yourself. Listen to your own voice. You can only listen to your own voice when you're in when you're in. I know what I'm trying to say. When you're in your cave, your voice is the only voice you can hear. Right, is what I was trying to say. You too, my lovely. It was really good to see you, Jeff. Take care. I hope work goes well for you, my love. So, cave energy. Get into your little sanctuaries and listen to your own voice. Don't listen to what everybody else is doing. Make your own decisions. Be strong. Excuse me, you can do it. I believe. Excuse me, sorry, T-Bubs. Okay, so we've also got Shaman, Ancient Healing Wisdom. There's a lot of healing to be done, right? This you know, goes hand in hand, right? This is how you heal. This is how we prepare for this incoming Libra balancing energy. There's nothing to balance if we're not on board with the energy that's currently going on, right? The energy that's currently going on is this. It's being on your own. It's hearing your own voice. I keep saying it. And this is how we heal ourselves. We can't expect other people to heal us because, as I say, they've got their own journeys to contend with. And in much the same way that if you're dealing with some stress and then someone comes to you and they just go, here's all of my shit, do something with it. Doesn't that stress you out even more? Doesn't that make you feel a little bit like, look, can't you just, come on, you're more secure than this. Can't you do this yourself? You can do this yourself, right? So take some responsibility. So Spirit is absolutely in support. Hey Christian, how you doing, my love? You know, is in support of us doing things for ourselves, making our own choices and decisions, and deciding what the best way forward is for us individually to heal, to release the past, to release all of the bullshit baggage that you're carrying around, and to just be ready for this balance to come in so that then you can move forward. So let's switch into... Let's see if there's shadow. Let's see what shadow... Oh, there's always shadow. Let's see what shadow's going on. Ooh, are you going to stack? My cards are like a Jenga tower right now. Okay, don't fall. Lots of uncertainty with jobs. Yeah, unsure as to which way to go. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, no, that's good, Christian. You know, I know you missed what I was saying earlier, but yeah, there's lots of decision making going on for everyone, you know, for the collective, because the next energetic phase is coming in 4 to 6 weeks, so end of April, beginning of May, which is a lot more action orientated. This is when what we're thinking about now is actually going to happen. So this next 4 to 6 weeks is going to be beautifully balanced, influenced by Libra energy with the full moon next Sunday, this Sunday coming, We've got full moon, so we've got an opportunity to release. We've got an opportunity to release stress, the past, whatever's holding us back, people, situations. We can just release it all. Just release it. And not be weighed down by it. There's a Libra pun, not intentional. And then use this balancing Libra energy to help us to make an informed decision as to what we're going to do next. So there's no rush, right? The uncertainty, you know, I feel uncertainty over where I'm going to live. I know I'm going to move. I know I'm going to move in the next 4 to 6 weeks, maybe even sooner. I don't know where. You know, I'm just letting it flow to me and just staying nice and calm, taking each moment as it comes, finding joy in my moments as they come, and doing my best to live my life to the highest degree, you know, and things will work out. And letting it flow, exactly, yeah. The right thing will come to you at the right time. Trust in divine timing, I know you do. And, you know, go into your little sanctuary, heal as best you can, and put your action out, into the world as you see fit, and let it come back to you however many-fold. We know this is how energy works, and this is how spirit works. And we can't expect any change to happen just yet, because we're not yet in the next energetic phase. It will come. 4 to 6 weeks. Oh. I'm really raspy today. Have some more tea. Okay, so we've got the spiral dancer. This is really interesting, right? Whenever I see this, this is indicative of people being stuck in a loop. So, I mean, well, Christian, you know me. I'm just a chain drinker when it comes to tea. I've always got a cup of tea sitting in front of me. As soon as my cup's empty, I'm like, right, time to make another fresh tea. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm all raspy. I don't know what's going on with my throat today. Also, my camera's out of focus. Come to me. There we go. Yes, so this is interesting, right? This shows me that there are... Now, I've said this before. I won't spend too much time on this. But the collective is split right now. There's the collective that... For argument's sake, let's say there's half of the collective that is going with the flow. And there's the other half that's really stressed out about it. Okay, Christian, enjoy your food. There's the other half that's really stressed out and isn't really going with the flow. And this is what this is speaking to. They're just going around and round in circles. They're viewing it as... Oh, here we go again. More stress. Another situation to deal with. When is this ever going to end? Right, I can tell you now. It will end when you stop stressing about it. Worrying is ridiculous. There is no point in worrying about things, ever. Because things always find a way of working themselves out, don't they? And the only thing that truly exists is now, is this moment right now. And this moment right now. The present is the only thing that truly exists. The past is a memory, and the future is speculation. Always. You're not there yet. And when you're worrying, you're placing yourself in the future, and you're thinking about scenarios that may or may not happen. So you can see why I'm saying that there's no point in worrying at all, because you're not there yet. And when you're worrying, you're placing yourself in the future, and you're not appreciating what's going on right now. So you're not having a joyful experience. You're not having fun. You're not in a state of gratitude. You're worrying about things that haven't happened yet or might never happen. There's no point to it. It's a completely pointless exercise, and people really wind themselves up, right? So I'm speaking to the warriors, okay? Stop it. I mean warriors with an O. Right? You are stressing yourself out unnecessarily. Go with the flow. Decide what you want for yourself and look to that. If you're going to look forward into the future, think about nice things. Think about things that you want for yourself. Think about, wouldn't it be great if this happened to me? If I was in that situation, what would I do? I would have fun. I would express myself creatively. I would make friends. I would be social. I would whatever. That's looking to the future and not worrying about it. There's no need to worry about it. And this is how we manifest as well. And don't you find that when you worry about stuff, inevitably you're miserable and you're stressed out and you maybe even feel a little bit angry and frustrated. You end up falling out with the people around you in the present moment. You're not having fun, you're not having a good time, and then things just tend to fall apart from there. You're manifesting it. The next moment is reliant on the current moment. It's a constant chain reaction and ripple effect. If you're having a good time now, you're always going to be having a good time because you're at your best. You're putting your best foot forward always. And therefore things always work out. I mean, you guys know me, right? I don't view problems as problems. I view them as opportunities for growth. So I'm a very happy person. That's not to say that I don't get stressed or I don't get upset about stuff or I don't get angry or frustrated sometimes. Of course I do. I'm human. I have a human brain. I have human emotions. And I do react to things in a very human way. But underneath it all, I am deeply happy and secure. And that's because I view things in this way. So join me, you guys. Come join me on this side of the fence. Because it's a lot more fun. And even though I do get stressed about things, it doesn't last very long. And I remember the old version of me, years ago, I used to be relentlessly human in the way that I would respond to situations. I would be here. I'd be asking everybody else for help. I wasn't, it's not that I wasn't willing to deal with things myself. It's just that I didn't have faith in my own ability to do things for myself. So I used to hand stuff off to other people all the time. I felt like I was caught in this downward spiral and I was always going around in circles and I had no idea what was going to happen and I was always worrying about the future. Oh, yeah, but what if this happens? What if I become homeless? What if I can't feed myself? What if I don't have enough money? What if my car breaks and I can't get to work and then I won't be able to work and then I won't be able to pay my bills and now I'm frazzled and I can't sleep and I'm falling out with people around me because they'll say to me, hey, don't worry, relax. Exactly what I'm saying right now, right? And go, don't worry, relax. I'm like, don't you talk to me like that. Of course I can't relax. I have all of these things to worry about. And I was just such a miserable, hollow person. And now you see this Alice sitting before you, stress-free, relaxed, calm, going with the flow, and things are going well for me. And it's because I changed my attitude, I changed my mindset, and I changed the way that I view, I changed my perception of reality. Now I flow with it. I recognize when there's issues and I recognize when I'm feeling stressed. And then I check in with myself. Right, this thing that I'm stressing about, is it worth stressing about? The answer is always no, by the way. No, it's not. What can I do to take action on this so that I can secure myself for the future? Well, I can do these things. I put pen to paper and I start writing some lists and writing some things down and ideas. What can I act on right now? Because the things I can't act on right now, there's no use even thinking about it. If I can't act on it now, there's no point in thinking about it. So, okay, now out of the thing, I've narrowed my list down, right? These 3 things I can act on. So let's not sit on my tush and do nothing. I'm going to act on them. I'm going to do them right now. Now I've done all that I can possibly do. Now I can relax. Now I'm going to play Phasmophobia with my friends. You know, and find joy in my present moment, because that's the only thing that really exists. And now I'm having a joyful experience. That means tomorrow will also be a joyful experience, because I'm not back to back stressing myself out. So, you know, take that for what you will. I hope that helps. You know, if you're one of those people that is stuck in this spiral, downward spiral of stress and worrying. So that's a little bit of shadow that we need to be working on. What else? Oh. Hey. Oh, look at that. We've got Keeper of the Scales, flew onto the floor. Keeper of the Scales, fairness and balance, right? So we're being reminded that Libra energy, I think this is going to be a real big deal for a lot of people. Things are going to feel, whether you're into the witchy woo and whether you think this is all bullshit or not, regardless, energy is energy, it's still there. It's there whether you want to deny it or not. So whether you're aware of the witchy woo-ness of it or not, you know, everyone within the collective is going to feel, I say everyone is within the collective, so the collective is going to feel a lot more relaxed, a lot more balanced, a lot more at peace and calm, less stressed over the next, you know, week. Full moon energy is starting to build, or well, it's starting to build now, because we are in a waxing moon. And it's going to gain momentum up until Sunday, when we actually experience the full moon. So let's hop into, speaking of which, moonology, and see what we got here. Let's not throw them everywhere this time. It's funny, I think I've pointed this out before, but when we do collective readings live on stream, I find that yep. I find that there's less to it. Like, I'm struggling to lay my hands on the vocabulary right now. I find there's less to it. Like, the readings are shorter. It's like punchy information, right? It's like it comes out to the point immediately. There's no pussyfooting around it. Whereas when I do recorded readings and I put them up on YouTube for Mystical Monday or for Twin Flames or whatever, they're a lot more in depth. I don't know why that is. Rains, hello lovely, how are you doing? Yep, trust in the universe, always. Okay, so I smiled when these came out because they completely make sense. We've got take time to breathe out, right? So that refers to this that we had as our first card. And we've got you're very close to achieving your goal, Gibbous Moon. Okay, so yes, this is referring to this here. The Keeper of the Scales, fairness and balance, that Libra energy that I keep banging on about, that's coming on Sunday with the full moon. Okay, so Spirit is very much drawing our attention to the Libra energy. It's it doesn't really want to talk about anything else, to be honest. It's just like just hang in there, just wait for the Libra energy, wait for the weekend, because it's going to bring a lot of clarity. Okay, so find joy in your moments now. spend this week, just put down everything that's bothering you and go and have some fun. Because things are going to work themselves out. And thank you, Oz, for gifting us subterraneans. Thank you, my lovely. I appreciate that. 308 gift subs. You're mental. Thank you so much, Oz. I super appreciate it. Oh, what's happened to my camera? It's very bright in here today. It's... Come on. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Yes, you are a crazy person, but I appreciate it. No. I knew you were mental way before. You're just proving to me just how mental you are. Thank you, V-Doll. Thank you so much for the follow, my lovely. How are you doing? Hope you are well today. So yeah, Spirit only wants to talk about the full moon that's coming. So yeah, you know, take joy, find and take joy in your moments. Thank you, Christian. Can we have 5 minutes on the clock? No swearing for 5 minutes. I don't think I've been swearing all that much today, actually, for a change. 5 minutes, okay. Love you. So yeah, find joy in your moments over the next week. Put all of your stress down. There's no point. You know, it's all going to work itself out, and over the weekend, everyone will be feeling a lot more calmer anyway, and have a lot more clarity. So I'm going to wrap it up with the Cosmic Cloud Oracle, if I can find it. It's in this pile somewhere. I'm making a mess of things here. Okay, so for those of you who are unaware, I'm sorry for those of you who are aware and hear me talking about this all the time, but we only have 4 weeks, I think, left to hit our goal, so I am going to continue to bang on about it. So apologies. You're like, oh, Alice, shut up about the deck. But this is a deck that I made myself. It's currently available on Crowdfunder if you want one for yourself. This is the only physical deck that exists currently, the Cosmic Cloud Oracle. So if you want one, you've only got a couple of weeks left to claim one. Follow the link that Oz has just popped there in the chat. If you're watching on YouTube, the link is down in the link is down in the description below. I can't speak today. It's a deck that I made myself. It's a year in the making. I'm very excited about it. Now that I actually have one and I'm working with it all the time, it works extremely well. I know I'm biased. I know I'm this isn't a sales pitch, I promise. I'm not going to... I almost swore. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Hi YouTube. Yep, say hi to YouTube, everyone. I know I'm biased because I made this deck, but honestly, it works so much better than I thought it was. I can't speak. So much better than I thought that it would, which has just made me even more excited about it. So we have growth. This is a fire. A swear? Never. This is a fire element card, growth. So there's a lot of growth to be had right now. You know, this is why Spirit is urging us to go into our little caves and in our little sanctuaries so that we can heal, and grow. Take time to breathe out, okay? So we're kind of starting to go around in circles here. Spirit doesn't really want to talk about anything else, as I said. It's just the now, the here and now. And I think the reason that she's doing this is because she really needs us and wants us, for our own good, to be super relaxed. Christian, thank you so much for using your Prime for a little sub. 7 months, yeah. No, it doesn't. As you know, one streamer to another, you know it doesn't make any difference, right? Sub is a sub. It doesn't matter where it comes from. So thank you. Really appreciate you using your Prime for that. Because you only get one. I was a little disappointed when I signed up for Prime. I thought that you got 2, and I felt that that was probably the right thing, for Amazon to do, is to give us 2. But we only get 1, so I really appreciate it that you used your 1 on me. I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, we've got 1 minute left, and then I can swear. So yeah, lots of growth going on. Yes, I think Spirit just wants us to be super relaxed and calm, ready for the next energetic phase. Oh, it makes sense, doesn't it? Makes sense. We can't be moving into an action-orientated energy when we're all stressed and scared. When ego is very chatty and going, ooh, yeah, but what if this happens and what if that happens? Then we'll move into the next energetic phase and we'll make a mess of things. So I always forget to use my... Me too. Me too. I mean, to be fair, I don't spend all that much time. I'm always working, so I don't really sit in other people's streams very often. I have to remind myself, look, Alice, you need to go and visit people from time to time and actually go and sit in the stream now and then. And I forget. But when I do, that's when I use my Prime. But I usually forget. I don't think I'm even currently using it, so I should use it. I should. I'm going to make this stack a little bit neater so it doesn't fall over. So there's the read. I hope that helps you guys. I hope it makes sense. I hope it brings you some clarity and support in the days to come. I have every intention, whether or not it will actually happen. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I do have every intention of making some more YouTube content this week. When it comes to the witchy woo readings and things. I want to do a twin flame collective reading because we haven't done that in a few weeks, and when was the last time? Valentine's Day, I think. Love Day was the last time we even looked at any twin flame-ish kind of stuff, and it was very interesting to see that the collective has switched and now the masculines are leading the feminines rather than the other way around. It's always been the other way around, as far as I'm aware. And now we're in this new state of being since the Great Conjunction. I know, again, I keep banging on about it, but the Great Conjunction brought with it fresh new energy. We're now firmly in the age of Aquarius, and the collective switched. The divine masculine energy is leading the divine feminine energy. I'm not talking about sex. I'm not talking about your body or what you identify as, male or female. I'm not talking about any of that stuff. That stuff's all ego based. I'm talking about energy. The divine masculine energy has switched and is leading the feminines now. In that, it's a lot more action orientated, a lot more rooted in the physical. The feminines were waking the masculines up prior to this. So prior to December 21st of last year, which is when the Great Conjunction and the Winter Solstice happened on the same day, up until that point, the feminine energy was leading the masculine energy, meaning that the feminines were waking up the masculines. So those of us who were sleeping, let's say, and were unaware of the astrological stuff that goes on, unaware of energy, unaware of ghosties and weird and wonderful things of that nature, the metaphysical, people who weren't meditating, who weren't particularly creative, who were stuck in a 9-to-5 and were complaining about it but happy to not do anything about it. The feminine energy is the opposite of all of those things. The feminine energy is not rooted in the physical at all. She's wild and free. She is a fire wolf, a vixen, very creative and social and fiery and emotional, not in a negative way, just she's in touch with her emotions. She knows how she feels, and she knows why she feels that way. There's no confusion there. She's a fire-breathing dragon, you know. And that energy was influencing the masculine energy, which was rooted in all of that stuff I've just mentioned. So now they've switched. So now the masculine energy is awake. The masculine energy within the heart chakra, certainly, and the sacral chakra, more so than the others, is bust wide open. And the feminine energy is still a driving force, you know, and always will be. But now the masculines are leading the feminines in that wild and free energy is still very present, but it's being reined in a little bit. It's not being imprisoned or trapped or put in a little box. You know, it's still very much wild and free. But it's a bit more anchored and rooted in the physical. So it's actually, so the masculine energy is helping those beautiful fiery ideas and emotions and all that wonderful stuff to be guided. Yes, exactly. It's been given a bit more direction, absolutely. And it's the masculine energy is helping to manifest it. So we're actually seeing it rather than just feeling it. We're seeing it in the physical reality. And this switch happened December 21st of last year. The Great Conjunction, when Saturn and Jupiter were like a hair away from one another, it brought in a new era of energy and a new higher state of being. It raised the consciousness of this physical reality in a very profound way. So that's why right now, you know, we're fresh into this energy. It's only been a couple of months. It was December, you know, that was a few months ago. That's why a lot of us are feeling a bit calm and relaxed and like this sigh of relief kind of feeling, but also feeling like, oh my goodness, I have no idea I have no idea what's going to happen. Things feel so different. And it's giving way to a lot of egoic concern and worry and being in survival mode for a lot of people. This is why the collective is now split. It's more or less 50-50, where there's people who are going with the flow and are just reveling in this new fresh energy and are really enjoying themselves. And then there's the other half of the collective that are like, shit, I have no idea what's going to happen now. Things are changing so rapidly. And the changes are feeling less intense for those who are already pursuing creative endeavour, already self-employed and working for themselves, were already very steadfast in their own emotions and decisions. You know, people who are living alone, who are working for themselves, who are, or maybe not just so living alone, but that's a bit more poignant for me right now, I feel, because people who are living alone are a lot more secure in themselves. You know, they are living their own lives, and are, you know, if they're engaged in creative endeavor, they're not like stuck in that 9 to 5 working for other people. Those people are finding those changes a lot more easier to flow into. The people who have been very insecure, and I'm not passing judgment because I used to be one of those people, you know, very insecure, working in the 9 to 5, working for somebody else, not create, you know, if you're one of those people that's saying, oh no, I'm not creative, right? Bullshit. You are creative. You're a soul. You're a human being. You're a creative entity. It's what you are. So if you're saying things like that, like, oh no, I can't draw, I can't create music, I don't have an ear for it, I'm tone deaf, I'm not creative, I don't have a creative bone in my body, right? You're denying your true self. Those kinds of people are going to find these changes in energy and this shift in energy a lot more they're more inclined to resist it, in which case it's going to be a bit more stressful for them. So, you know, this is part of the reason why I stream. It's not only to give you a weather forecast for what energy is going on, so you can use it to the highest degree, so you can benefit yourself to the highest degree, but it's also to help to shake those people out of that mindset, because it's not healthy. You know, you're not doing yourself any favors. You're not manifesting your ideal reality, and for the most part probably aren't very happy. You know, not in a state of gratitude and blah 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 blah. So Amber, hello my lovely. Yeah, it's funny, right? Because every time you come in here, you always say like, "Oh, you're back." I don't go anywhere. I never leave. I stream every Monday. I'm always here. And I'm always putting content out on YouTube. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm just not streaming as often as I would like to because I'm very busy at the moment. Content creation is not it's not a quick process. So, you know, it takes me an entire day to edit a video. It takes me the following day to upload it and create a thumbnail and all that good stuff. So when I'm not streaming, I'm still sitting right here in this chair and I'm working. And you can always find me on Discord, my love. You know, if you ever need anything, just hit me up on Discord. I'm always there. I just got notified it's been 4 months since I've been notified from it. Well, I streamed last Monday. So I don't know what that's all about. That sounds like a Twitch glitch to me. Actually, somebody mentioned that the other day. I think they said, "Oh, I only just got notified that you were live." Yeah, it's not me. I am here. I mean, you know, if you want to, there's no way of wording this without me sounding like an arsehole, and I really don't mean it the way it's going to sound. But you know, if you want to be here and you want to see the content, just come in and check to see if I'm live. I'm always streaming a rerun. If I'm not live, this channel is always doing something. It's never just sat doing nothing. That's my own personal rule. When Alice is away, there's content creation at play. Exactly right. Yeah, it's my own personal rule that this channel is always live. If I'm not live in the traditional sense like we are now, that's going to confuse the rerunners. There's always reruns going. Because I know I've said this many times before, but I want to make sure that the information is always available to people if you need it. Yeah, no worry. I'm not criticising you, my love. I'm just saying that if you've not had a notification, that's a problem with Twitch, it seems, because I have been live every Monday, and sometimes more often than just once in a week as well. So I haven't gone anywhere. I've been here the whole time. I'm gonna need to go and get fresh tea in a minute. Yeah, good shout there, Oz. Yeah, little note to the rerunners, right? I see a lot of people typing in the chat and then getting frustrated that I'm not answering them. If I'm not answering you, I'm not live. Right, that's just the easiest way to put it. I always respond to the chat when I'm live. Always. The only time that I'd ever ignore the chat is if I'm channeling or I'm doing a reading for somebody, but then I always go back up through the chat and I respond to everybody. I'm not one of these rude streamers that just ignores people. So if I'm ignoring you, it's because I'm not live. In which case, hello, Pixie, how are you doing, my love? Yeah, well, I mean, it says at the bottom, doesn't it? Like underneath, like down here, it says Cosmos Collective is streaming a rerun. I don't know how people miss that, honestly. I really don't know how people miss that. Also, if you wiggle your mouse over the screen, a bar drops down from the top and it says streaming a rerun. So, okay, it might not be totally obvious plastered all over the place, but it does say it in two separate places that you're streaming a rerun. And I see people, because I usually have, it's there, yeah. I usually have my reruns open so I can run ads. Sorry, that's me being really annoying and running ads. Sorry about that. Yeah, same, right? And I see people in the chat saying, oh, hi. And then there's nothing for a couple, obviously I'm not there, so there's nothing for a few minutes. And then they go, oh, well, I'm going to go and see a streamer who isn't going to ignore me. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'm obviously not the right streamer for you because otherwise you would have noticed that this was a rerun. But, like, I'm not ignoring you. I'm not there. You know, there's a difference. How are you doing, my love? It's good to see you. I popped into one of your streams the other day. Can't remember when it was, but I've been hella busy this week. It's good to see your little face name. How are you? We're only human at our PCs. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you know, if you're a rerunner and I'm ignoring you, it's because I'm not live. Okay? I'm not ignoring you intentionally. I'm just in the past. So hungry. Yeah, me too. I haven't eaten today. I should go and get some lunch, really. Maybe some pasta. Yeah, I've been good. I have been good. I got into cooking again recently. Nice. That's good, Amber. Creative stuff. I like it. But yeah, Pixie, I've been good. I've been very busy with IRL stuff because I'm moving soon. I'm just not sure where. So I had a house nailed down, but then it fell through at the last minute last week. So I've been like back to the drawing board of finding somewhere to move to. And I've been making YouTube content and I've been playing loads of Phasmophobia to unwind, and I use the term loosely because the game in itself is a little bit stressful. I don't know if you've played it, but there's lots of spooks. I love it. I hate horror games. I really don't like horror games at all. But Phasmophobia, I've just really gotten into it. It's scary and I love it. Thank you, thank you. I know the right thing will come along at the right time. As I'm sure you are well aware, we're not in the next energetic phase yet. You know, that's end of April, beginning of May. We'll be in a more action-orientated, energetic phase. So I know that nothing's really going to happen for another 4 to 6 weeks. I'm okay with that. I'm just finding joy in my moments. I'm playing Phasmophobia. I'm getting spooked. It's great, you know, it's good. The game is so stressful, yeah. Oh, happy birthday. Did I miss your birthday? Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. I got dared to do the spirit box and they only spoke to people alone. How was that? I used the spirit box. I love the spirit box. I mean, when I watch Zach Ghost Adventures, I don't know if you've seen that show, but Ghost Adventures is amazing. I love that show so much. Zach and his crew are amazing. Oh, when it goes in your ear, that's great. I love how the sound works in that game because it's very true to life when it comes to direction and distance too. I really enjoy that. It's very atmospheric because you know they've nailed the sound. They've done a really good job of that. Ghost Adventures, yeah, we love Ghost Adventures over here. It's I mean, obviously the devs have made that game. You know, they're obviously fans, right? Not necessarily of Ghost Adventures, but of programs of that nature. Signed print from Aaron Goodwin. Nice. Yeah, I think you mentioned that before. I think you showed it me. Yeah, I love Zach. He is husbando. I mean, I'm so desperate to go to his museum in Vegas. Like desperately want to go. Really interested to see what you know, given that I'm a medium and I'm a witch and witchy woo and all that stuff, I'm really interested to see what I pick up on in that place. But yeah, when I watch Ghost Adventures, I love it when they bring out the paranormal puck. You know, the thing that goes and it's just playing white noise and then you hear voices through it. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. It scares me to death and I love it. And so I like to use the spirit box in Phasmophobia. Although obviously Phasmophobia, like, it's a game and it's not real, right? But I love using the spirit box, and I was playing with Oz and Cappy the other day, and I was getting nothing on the spirit box for the longest time. And I was asking, excuse me, I was asking very similar questions, very tame questions, like, excuse me, like I was asking, are you here? Are you close to me? Do you want me to leave? Are you an adult? Are you a child? Are you male? Are you female? How old are you? You know, I was asking these kinds of questions, and then I just thought, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna dive in there. You know, balls deep. Just go for it. And I said, "Do you want to kill me?" And it immediately went kill. I'm like, okay, leaving. I'm leaving right now. The only place I've been to that they've investigated is the Hellfire Caves. I haven't been there, and I really want to go. You got some mad energy in there. Yeah. Yeah, well, they performed rituals and things, didn't they? Bye, Felicia. Yeah. Yeah, they did some crazy ritual. Well, it was a meeting place for the Illuminati. And what do they call themselves? Freemasons, right? The Freemasons, the very rich and elite Freemason / Illuminati would meet in the Hellfire Caves, and they made blood sacrifices and things in there. Hurry, hide. I don't remember that. Was that in the Hellfire Caves? It's been a long time since I last saw that episode, because it was one of the first, I think it was like the first or second season, wasn't it? Getting nerdy now. Camera. Come to me. It's too bright in here. My camera's struggling. That didn't work. Almost, it's just ever so slightly out of focus. Oh, it's back. It's back? It's back. Okay, it's back. Yeah, okay, bye. Yeah, right. Yeah, me too. I nearly watched some last night, but I was watching Markiplier playing some spoopy game. I can't remember what it was called now. Yeah, we should watch some Ghost Adventures. Maybe we should get in a Discord call and watch it together. Maybe watch it from the beginning. Should we just marathon it? We can watch it right from the beginning. I watched, what was it called? Demon House? Watch party. I'm down. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's find... I don't think it's on Prime. Can someone have a look and see if it's on Amazon Prime? I don't think it is. It's on the travel channel, but I can't get it. I can't get the travel channel. Oh, is Discovery? Oh, it's on Discovery Plus. Ooh. How do you feel about streaming it for us? Stream it from like the first, like episode 1, season 1, episode 1. We start with the original movie they made. Yeah, I mean, I watched it the other day, but I'm down to watch it again. That was really interesting as well, wasn't it? How under the stairs in the basement they found there was all that soil, and so they started digging through it, and they found a fingernail and a doll, and what else did they find in there? Loads of creepy stuff. Didn't they find a bone or something in there? and they dug all the items out because they decided that they were anchor objects, and they were oh my goodness, Amber, you watched that show when you were a kid. You're making me feel old. When you were a kid, Jesus. How do you mind me asking? How old are you now? You must be in your early 20s or late teens. You're making me feel old. I'm level 36. The show was not around when I was a kid. You're 23. Yeah, okay. All these young'uns. Yeah, they dug all the items out. Right, yeah, because they felt that they were anchor objects for the spirits. No, it's not old at all. It's not. I mean, it's middle-aged, right? Unless I hope to live until I'm like 90 or something. I don't really want to live until I'm 90. I'm quite happy to get out of here when I'm like 65. I think I'll be done by then. But yeah, by no means is 36 old. To me, like 70 is old. You know, like when your body slows down and you can't really do things. Well, it's only middle-aged if you live to be 100. Not many people live to be 100, you know. And if they do live to be 100, they spend, you know, at least 15 years of not really being able to do much physically. So yeah, to me, being old is when you can't physically do much, and you start to slow down. But yeah, so they dug all these items out, and then they went off into other areas of the house because they wanted to cleanse the house and get rid of the haunting. And Zach was just following a bunch of them down some corridor, and he just suddenly stopped in his tracks, did an about turn, and went downstairs and reburied all of the stuff. And it wasn't until he was done that there was a priest with them, and this priest was like, "So, okay, cool, right? I've got some holy water. Let's cleanse the objects. Zach, where are they?" And Zach's like, "Oh, I reburied them." Wait a minute, I reburied them. Why did I do that? And everyone's like, "Why did you do that?" And he's like, "I don't know. I just felt like I needed to rebury them." And then he was like, "Shit, sorry." So it was like he was influenced, you know, to rebury them. It's crazy. But yeah, totally down for that. Open invitation, you guys. If you're not in the Discord already, then get your cute little tushy in there. If you're watching on YouTube, link is in the description below. Although if you are watching on YouTube, you've probably missed the watch along. But there'll be more, so it's still worth getting your little tushy in there. Or you can follow the link, which is in the chat. Thank you, Oz. And yeah, come join us for a little watch along. We'll all throw ourselves in a call and watch the spooks. I lived in a haunted house once. I had some crazy spooky things happen to me. Awesome. Where I live now, like this house has nothing in it at all, which is actually a welcome break because the last 3 houses I've lived in have been hella haunted. And there's nothing here. It's really nice. I sleep soundly at night. I don't hear weird noises or like voices coming from downstairs when I'm asleep. It's great. It's a nice break, but I kind of miss the activity because it's not that I like being scared or frightened or feeling. I don't know. I think it's just the awareness of there being energy outside of myself that's unexplained, and you know, I like the macabre, you know, so it's fun for me to be around spirits and things. I find it really interesting. It fascinates me. It really fascinates me, and it fascinates me that I can that personally I can communicate in two different ways. I can communicate in a metaphysical way using my own skill set, you know, as a medium. But I can also communicate physically with like an EMF reader and a spirit box and leaving a line of salt in a doorway. Like, you can actually get physical evidence of it being there, which helps me to feel less crazy because, you know, I like hear voices all the time, and I know that these voices are my spirit guides, they're spirits, they're witchy woo ghosts wandering around, that, you know, it's energy that I'm picking up on, it's source energy and light code that's being translated to me. And so, you know, I hear this stuff all the time. And when I was a kid and a teenager, I thought I was mental. I really thought that if I told anybody about this stuff, I would get thrown into a padded cell, they would lock the door and throw away the key. Now I understand that I'm actually in touch and in tune with things that are unseen by the naked eye. So getting that physical evidence of it being there helps me to feel less crazy, but it's also fascinating to me that something non-physical can become physical in this nature. It fascinates me. It just really fascinates me. And the house that I lived in before, which you guys remember me streaming in, that place had a lot of residual energy in it. I mean, the house was very, very old. It was built in the 1600s. It was a listed building, so we weren't allowed to like fiddle with it in any way. It had to be kept in its natural state. Weren't allowed to like make holes in the walls to put pictures up or anything like that, because it was all the original plastering and original wooden framework and stuff. And there was a lot of residual energy in there, but there was one active spirit in there. Well, there was two, but there was one that I only heard from once, and that was a man, an older man called George, who showed up when I first moved in. It was my first night there, and he just showed up in my bedroom doorway with this very stern, "What are you doing in here? You shouldn't be in here." And it was because I was female, because it used to be, the building used to be a post office, and women weren't allowed in there. Originally, women weren't allowed in the building. So he was very surprised to see that the like, my bedroom used to be a storeroom, and it was upstairs. So I was a woman, and I was in a room that I shouldn't have been in, to his standards. So he was standing in the doorway like, "What? Like, you shouldn't be in here. Why are you in here?" But it wasn't a "get out, I'm going to haunt you" kind of energy. It wasn't particularly friendly, but it was a very stern, "You shouldn't be in here," as you would expect from you know, if one of you walked into this house right now and walked into this room uninvited, and I just found you in here, you would expect my reaction to be, "What are you doing in here? You should be in here." You know, it was that very similar sort of energy. To which I just responded, "Well, I live here. I won't cause any trouble. If you don't cause any trouble, then we can just sort of live harmoniously with one another." And he just, okay, and turned on his heel and walked out, and I never saw him again. I felt him around a couple of times, but that was because he was telling off one of the other spirits who was bothering me. So I wouldn't go as far as to say that he liked me, but he was okay with me being there because I wasn't trashing the place, and I wasn't causing any trouble, and I wasn't summoning the devil or anything in there, you know. I was just living my normal, lovely life, you know, and he seemed quite okay with that. But there was residual energy or there was a lower level entity that was hanging around, and he showed up a couple of times to tell that entity to leave me alone. which was very nice of him because I was struggling with it for a little bit. But there was also residual energy of a woman who unfortunately committed suicide in one of the bathrooms in there, across the hall. In another, the building was split into different like houses, so I was living in one, and then there was like my neighbour was living in another one, and in his bathroom, I never mentioned it to him because it would have freaked him out, I'm sure, but a lady committed suicide in that bathroom a long time ago, like a couple of 100 years ago, because she was pregnant out of wedlock, excuse me, and she didn't want to bring shame, or she had basically already brought shame to her family by putting herself in that situation, and the man that she loved and the father of her child denied her, so she committed suicide. And she wasn't active, like she was, her energy was active, but she wasn't active. I don't feel that she was really present. I feel that very much the energy was residual. She would just kind of wander around the hallways. She would hang out in my living room, but she was completely unaware that I was there. So I'm not sure if that was a residual energy, or sometimes it was residual and like just history repeating itself, and sometimes it was her actually being there, but she was just so wrapped up in herself, she had no idea what was going on. She was very confused and very upset. I tried to move her on a couple of times, but she wasn't having any of it, so I just left her to it. But she would show up always at 3 a.m. on the dot, just outside my bedroom door, crying almost every night, and it's just something I got used to. We had to cleanse the house recently as I saw a not so much aggressive, but standoffish male spirit with a big grill on his face. First time in a long time I was genuinely scared, but then I composed myself and went back to the room and it backed off. I was super tired all the time, feeling like I needed to sleep constantly. Since we cleaned the house and put up protections, I no longer feel that way. That's good, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it was draining your energy, it sounds like it was potentially not a spirit but something else that was just taking on the visual of that, so that you wouldn't be so frightened by it, not because it was not trying to frighten you, but so that it could stay around. Those things are fucking dangerous. So yeah, really glad that you're feeling better now that you've put up protection stuff. I highly recommend this stuff, Angelite or Selenite they call it, Selenite, Angelite, same thing. I highly recommend this. You can't get it wet, it's a very soft, brittle crystal. You can't get it wet because it will just literally dissolve. So you have to be very careful with it. But when it's in this kind of shape, it will at least stand. Because if it's in like a wand and it falls over, it will just shatter. So it is quite delicate. But I do highly recommend it. It's very good for protection. It kind of puts like a protective bubble over things. I always have this sitting on my desk, which covers like the whole room. But it's good to have 4 pieces and put them in the 4 corners of your house. That's really good protection. It stops negative energy from coming in, and it only allows positive energy near. It's very useful. I lived in an 1880s 2-family farmhouse. I can't read now. Farmhouse. Fuck the farmhouse, seriously. I was on the 1st floor and my unit had indoor access to the basement. The basement was an old cobblestone, unfinished basement. Cool. Always had an eerie vibe to it. I always felt like at night there were about 35 people in the house at the time, even though there wasn't. Interesting, yeah. That sounds like residual energy. Fun. Of course it's a fucking farmhouse, yeah. For any of you who have played Phasmophobia, you'll know that the farmhouse sucks. Right, I'm just going to take a very quick break and then we'll come back to the spoops in a moment. I need the bathroom. I've been drinking too much tea. I'll be right back. Love you guys. Okay, we're back. We're back. Super. Hello, lovely. How are you doing? Good to see you, my love. I always felt like I was being watched in that house. I lived there for 12 years and that feeling never changed. It wasn't until I moved that I felt like I got a break from that. However, it was so weird that I kept feeling like I needed to go back to that house and visit. I finally got to go back in one time and walk around, and sure enough the basement felt exactly the same as I remembered. Interesting, yeah, because I found that there's been plenty of dangerous situations I've found myself in where I felt like I've wanted to be in them, and that's the influence of that energy, that they want to feed off of you, so, feed off of your energy, so they encourage you to feel like you want to be around that energy, even though it's really not safe for you to be around it. I've had an experience with, I've had several experiences with lower level entities that have made me feel that way, and it's very hard to resist that. It is very difficult to resist it. I'm pleased to say I've always resisted it, but it's hard to do it. Because, I've talked about this before, but at one point I had an incubus in my kitchen, and one night I woke up in the middle of the night and I really wanted to go downstairs. I didn't because, there was some part of me still in there, like, don't you fucking go downstairs. Because you know what will happen. And I resisted it, but there was a very large part of me that was very much influenced by it. And it was calling me. It really wanted me to come downstairs for obvious reasons. And I'm very grateful that I listened to myself and I did not go down there. Because we all know what would have happened. But that's not the first time that I felt compelled to be around, dangerous energy, basically. Name is Zach Bogans. Understand. We want answers. Yeah, when are you around for this watch along? Understand. Yeah. When are you around for this watch along? Are you around today? Welcome back. Good. Glad you're doing well, super. Most weeknights. Like tonight? Because I'm so down. I'm so down. Maybe we could do like, well, it depends how long you're around for, but maybe like two episodes a night. We're streaming till 6ish. Maybe do 8 or 9. Yeah, that works for me. We're talking about GMT, by the way, for those of you who are not in the UK. Cool. Well, let's post something then in the Discord when we're going to do this. We'll try and do it a couple of hours ahead of time so that you guys can kind of plan your day and come and join. Yeah, come join us. Open invitation, you guys. Come join us. We're going to watch Ghost Adventures together. We're going to start from season 1. I'm going to get all the spoops. But yeah, so where I'm living now, there's no activity, which is a really welcome break, to be honest. But you know, I'm interested to see where I live. I mean, not only for that, but for obvious reasons, I'm really interested to see where I'm going to be living next. I will be moving in the next month, so we'll see where that is. But I'm also interested as to whether or not, yes, we'll do. Interested to see if there's any activity in it, you know. I'll be living by myself, so it'll be even more interesting if there's activity and I'm like super on my own. I remember there was this huge maple tree outside the front of it, and I always felt like it was going to fall on the house because the town butchered it. It was top heavy. It was about 400 feet tall. I loved that tree, and I believe that it stayed because of me. When I moved, I was dreadfully depressed because of the adjustment. I suddenly felt one day it had fallen, and the next time I had been there, it had fallen completely hollow in the inside by that time. Crazy. Yeah, that place definitely had a hold on you, didn't it? Personally, I don't view that as something that's healthy. And you find that a lot with demonic type lower level entity hauntings, is that the people that live there, they get very protective over the place. And they don't want to leave it. They feel like when they do leave it, they feel like they have to go back there. Like the place needs them. Sounds like there was a little bit of that going on with you, my love. So, for the best that you're not there. For sure. Okay, well, I think we're probably going to end. Short and sweet, but I feel like we're going to end. You know, we've done our collective read. I again, you know, I hope that serves you well, you guys. Do watch the rerun or this VOD on YouTube if you missed it and you want to catch up on what's going on with the current energies. But you know, we're looking forward to Libra energy on Sunday, this Sunday coming. We're going to feel a lot more relaxed, you know, through that energy. And until then, for the next 5 days, have fun. Find ways to have fun. Put your stress down, okay? It doesn't need you. And things are going to work out. Things are going to find their own way of working themselves out. You're not needed right now in the real world, in the physical reality. So take the next week off from stress. Have some fun. Hang out with yourself. Hang out with friends. More importantly, hang out with yourself. You know, watch some movies, play some games, get yourself into some creative endeavour, do some drawings, make some music, pick up your guitar that you haven't touched in a while, play the piano, I don't know, the violin, whatever is your thing. Paint. Go for a walk, spend some time in nature, have some fun, find joy in your moments, and stop with the stress this week. When we have the full moon on Sunday, things will become a lot clearer. Promise. I promise you. Find joy and happiness in the present. Yep, exactly right. So I am going to love and leave you. Let's just see if there's anyone around to raid. ASMR? Ruby's live. Do we want some ASMR, or should we just cut straight to a rerun? I'll leave it in your hands, you guys, what you want to do, who you want to see, where you want to go. Do we want some ASMR? Feeling a bit of ASMR? Yeah, let's go say hello to Ruby. Okay, everybody, all aboard the raid train. Woo woo, all aboard the raid train. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Super appreciate you all, as always. I know this was a very short stream, just under 2 hours, but I feel like it's been rounded off very nicely. We had the ghost stories. And yeah, Christian, I will message you. Say hi and bye to YouTube, everybody. And let's go see Ruby. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Hopefully we'll stream again this week. And if you haven't seen it already, go and check out YouTube. I uploaded a video a couple of days ago. You guys have been nagging about Kitty Power's dating agency, so I've turned it into a video. Enjoy. Sorry not sorry. You guys are fucking weird. So go check that out if you haven't seen it already. Would you ever like to be on my podcast? Amber, message me my lovely, and we'll talk. So yes, I'll see you in Ruby's stream. Get ready with your cosmic teacups, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you guys. Love you guys.